Hello there, Potter friends! Welcome back to the channel. I'm Brandy of Simply Potter, and today I am really freaking stoked because finally Universal officially announced the opening date of its new roller coaster in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter called Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. It'll be coming out on June 13th. If you're going for the opening, you can bet you'll see me there. I've already been looking up flights and places to stay, but I couldn't get enough of all of the information going on about the coaster, so I decided that I'm going to channel all of my excitement into a video and share with you what I already know about the coaster. But before we dive into all of the details, if you're new to the channel, welcome! Be sure to click the subscribe button and notification bell for more Harry Pottery goodness, and including upcoming exciting events from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. I will be filming a video of the opening, so be sure to hang around for that. Now let's get started. Now before I get started, there have been many outlets that have been leaking photos and information over the past few months about the new coaster, but I wanted to give a shout out to one in particular, Orlando Park Stop, where I have been watching for all of the information related to this new coaster. I will drop a link to their website in the description below, but for now I am going to dive into all of the information that I found about the coaster. The first bit of information I wanted to talk about is Hagrid's hut, because I've been to the park a few times over the past few months, and you can see this building going up next to Hogsmeade Station, which to me looked like Hagrid's hut, but it was debatable because in the line to the Flight of the Hippogriff, there's already a Hagrid's hut, so people were kind of wondering, you know, why would the park have two? But I think it's safe to say now, with the naming of the roller coaster, that this is in fact going to be Hagrid's hut. And I just have a fun story really quick to share. So I was at Universal Orlando at the end of January a few weeks ago for the uncelebration of Harry Potter, and when we were getting ready to ride the train, you could see a couple of workers putting up the pieces of the Hagrid's hut roof, and we just waved, and we were in costume, and one of the workers whipped out a wand from her pocket and started waving it around. They're working with wands up there. So I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. We all freaked out, but yeah, awesome side note. So about a week ago, some concept art of the ride got leaked online, and if you look in the bottom right hand corner, I think we can say safely that that building is Hagrid's hut. Now right behind that there is a building, and that building you'll see has an entrance, and that is actually the train that comes in to Hogsmeade Station that you can ride back and forth to the parks. But there are a lot of other really cool things that you can see. If you look in the back area of the photo, you'll see this little teeny cave that the track goes into, and there's also a building behind the train station that the track's going into, and also there is another building that the track comes out of and shoots down, and this you can actually see in a lot of photos right now of the ride construction that's been up for quite a while now. Also, next to the pond, it kind of looks like there might be a couple animals like chilling out in the grass right there. I don't know, it's Hagrid's magical creature, so I would assume there's going to be tons and tons of creatures on the ride, so I'm thinking that's what that might be. Now we can see that this ride is going to take us through all of these really cool elements. But what I really like about this coaster is that there's these kind of new coastery things going on with this roller coaster specifically that we have not seen at Universal Studios yet. So if we switch over to this photo from the Twitter account Bio Reconstruct, we can see that there's been a track overlay that was done by Orlando Park Stop, and there are two really awesome elements that I'm super excited about. So the first is in this building in the upper left hand corner, there is a drop track, which means the track is just going to be hanging out here, and instead of going like down like an out like a normal coaster does, it's just gonna fall. And so this is rumored to be the double snare, which is going to be kind of freaky if that's really the devil snare. I mean, just falling like this on a coaster is going to be freaky anyway, but just being caught in the devil snare is going to make it even more crazy. I don't know how far this fall is going to be. The building appears to be quite tall, so we'll see. If you look in the bottom left-hand corner of this photograph, you will see an element of the coaster where the coaster is going to go straight up, and then it's going to reach a peak, and then it's gonna go straight backwards, which kind of freaks me out a little bit too. I'm not a coaster person at all, so we'll see how that plays out. So that is the cave that was in the concept art photo that we just discussed a little bit ago. Now, the rest of the ride looks fairly tame as far as coasters are concerned. Doesn't look like there's gonna be a ton of like really big drops or anything like that. As far as I've heard, or as far as I understand, there are no screens in this ride, which is going to be refreshing, because if you're a Universal Studios junkie, you know that the most recent rides that the park has put up have just been these rides where you go sit in front of screens, and it isn't like Gringotts where you like ride a little bit and then you sit in front of a screen and you ride a little bit and go in front of another screen. It's seriously just pulling a bus into a room with like a giant enveloped screen. So this is such a refreshing change for Universal Studios. I'm really stoked about that. The last little bit about the coaster that I wanted to discuss with you today are the cars to the coaster. So BioReconstruct tweeted a photo that they caught of the cars on the track. They had covering over them, so you couldn't tell exactly what they were at the time, but it was speculated that they were Hagrid's motorbike and a sidecar, and that has now been confirmed today with the official photo that came out on Universal Studios pages and Pottermore's pages. We can see that there are people riding Hagrid's motorbike and sidecar, so that's going to be really cool. But that raises a question for me, because we know this coaster is going to have a drop track, we know it's going to have the straight up and down bit. Like, how the heck are you going to be strapped into these things? Like, I can see the sidecar because you probably get like a little seat belt in it, and you know that's all good. I mean, a shoulder strap might make me feel a little more secure, but when you're riding a motorbike, like, how are you supposed to be strapped in? I feel like you would just slide off. So I'm curious to see how that plays out. My little Ravenclaw brain has been trying to work it all out, but I don't know. We'll see when it comes out on June 13th. And for me, when I hear that the cars are gonna have 2 different styles, it just says to me that I need to ride them more than once. I don't know about you. Thanks for hanging around until the end of the video. If you liked it, be sure to give it a big ol' thumbs up and let me know what you think about the ride in the comments below. Until next time, stay magical, my friends.